Okay, this video is for the guards. I'm going to go through the plays and we'll watch both guards here every time. So here we're running G to the right, so we should be pulling and kicking out 6 technique or wider, so that should be right there. And then backside guard is pulling past the tackle, up and through the hole, looking up for first ugly jersey, and then back in. Okay. So Burke, good job staying tight, attacking your guy. Now we need to get low on the hip. Okay, get your head on the inside here. I like to see us torpedo like we worked on in that drill. Okay, now Molitor. This is an off tackle play. This is an off tackle play. I would love to see us get on the other side of the tackle because we're trying to run the ball outside him. I see the hole that you ran through, and why you did it because I mean honestly, our H is supposed to be blocking down, and this gap shouldn't even be there. This should be closed down with our double team. But the H doesn't do his job here. The H should be there. So really this hole should not be there. You should be outside this tackle following Burke, getting around this. Okay, that's what we should be doing. But I see why you did what you did there. Okay, the next one, we're running truck. Okay, this is a difficult situation here, guys. This is a good one to talk about. So we are all responsible for our play side gap. So backside guard is responsible for his play side gap. Center's responsible for the play side A gap. This guard's responsible for the B gap, and this guy's pulling. Okay. So really how this should work is that the backside guard should be checking his gap before he leaves. So he steps to his gap. If this guy slants, we should scoop him. Okay. Center steps to his gap. Okay. He should be picking up this linebacker. And this guard, since he's got a homer call, needs to step to his gap, and whoever comes to it, he needs to block him. So the guard should be blocking the 4, the center should be blocking the linebacker, and the backside guard should be blocking the center. Okay. Because notice the 4 technique comes free when he slants inside. All right. And he's the one that's going to make the tackle. So we all should step to our gap here and take whoever comes to it. So right here, this should be our play side guard. That should be our center, and that should be our backside guard. And our tackle should be ripping up for that linebacker right there. Okay. So we're still responsible for a gap because so honestly, if we get something like this, we should be making a homer call and a gap call, and we should just be stepping to our gap and taking whoever comes because we're going to leave a guy free if that happens. Okay. All right. Here we're running truck to the left. So this should be um so no one in your gap, no one on you. So we're pulling up and looking in. Backside guard, we should be cut off. Okay, because there's no one in your gap, no one on you. So you should be going to your gap. And this is exactly what I was just talking about before. Run to your gap. If someone shows up, then scoop them. If not, then keep going to the second level and try to cut off the second level. Okay. So Molitor, watching you. We got to get around the crap here. Okay. And we'll get better on the outside here as well, but we should be able to get side all this crap and be able to get here cleanly instead of getting picked. Okay. And so that has to do with the guys outside here too. Like he's lined up too far. He needs to be reduced down a little bit. Our H needs to be running around this. Our receiver needs to be getting his head in front, not giving up so much penetration. But we need to do a better job. If we notice they're giving up a lot of penetration, we need to be deeper with our pull and getting out there. Okay, we might need to get a little deeper and then try to run around it so we can get out in front for our running back. Okay. And Burke, I don't know what happened to you. I think you just heard the play wrong. Okay, so we're running G to the left here. Yep, so we should be kicking out the 7. Now the backside guard, the center should have made a homer call. You should have made a homer call because you see that there's 2 A gap defenders. Normally you would pull, but if there's 2 A gap defenders, you make a homer call. and you block the play side A gap or the backside A gap, and the center blocks the play side. And we should be scooping, okay? So Molitor watching you. Okay, we're too loose. This is not a good kick out. Okay, I think you have plenty of room to get your head, redirect your head across, and you need to get your head down on the hip. Okay, I need to find guys that can get that job done. Okay, we can't keep having these weak kick out blocks where we're not doing our job, not getting our head in the correct spot, and then we can't run the ball inside like we want to. We need to start applying the drills that we do to these game type scenarios, and you need to drive your head in between him and the tackle or the tight end. Okay. Uh, Burke watching you. You do a shuffle reach here. I want to see your head across. Get your head across right away. Your head finally adjusts. Okay, and he gets rid of you, but I want to see you stay on him, okay? I want you to stay on him just like Max is doing. Okay, we're running counter here. We run counter to the right, I believe. This is the one that gets messed up. All right, so let's just talk about how it should be. He's the 5 technique, so he should be ripping up. This should be a gap call, blocking our gaps. We kick out, we lead up and through, and it should be a really good play. Okay, but some guys, I know this is the play that kind of got mixed up. All right, running G again. We're running G to the right. So we should be pulling and kicking out and then getting around the tackle and leading up and through. Oh, sorry, just kidding. I didn't see this guy. So it would be that, but since there are 2 A gap defenders, we make a homer call. So we should be scooping the A gap and scooping the backside A gap. Okay, so Ife, let's watch you. Okay, you shuffle reach, which is good. Get your head to the play side, keep them there. Okay, maintain the block. Ooh, try to stay on that though, all right? Try not to get thrown off. But that's a good job doing your shuffle reach there. Okay, Tommy, when we do this, when we do an open pull, it's not a skip. I want you to take one step back and then start running. Okay, notice how you kind of shuffle and look how deep you are. Remember, when we're kicking out, we want to stay tight to these butts. We want to light a match off their butts here. Okay, that you look at all this space here. We don't want that when we're kicking out. I want you right here, and then you're going up and then out. You're adjusting up and then out to go block this guy. Because if he was tight here, there's no way we would be able to block him. Okay? No way we'd be able to block him. So make sure we open pull and we stay tight to the wall, just like we've been working on. Okay? And next play here, wham. So everyone is gap on double, just like kick. Okay? So we're kicking the 4. So for us, we check our gap. Where it's wham left, we're all responsible for our right gap. So no one in our gap, no one on us. So we know we're doubling with the center to FBI. Same thing here. If there's a guy in our gap, I'm going to block him. Okay. If that tackle makes a gap call, then we're just blocking our gap. That's what we should be doing. Okay. So we should be doubling there. Gap, gap. So Ife, watching you. If I remember correctly, you go to the wrong backer here. So you do double, you shuffle down, which is nice. I want to see you lower on the hip though, not on the shoulder, and you're coming off on the wrong linebacker. Okay, that's not your linebacker. That should be Chase going to that linebacker. Okay, Ife, we should be looking at this linebacker and this linebacker triggers here. Okay, our center should be coming off, and you should be then trying to wash that center or the nose guard down. Okay, that's what you should be doing. We're going to the FBI, first backer inside, which is there. If he's stacked on top of you, that's not who we're going to. Okay, Tommy, you need to stay on this guy. If there's a guy in your gap, he's your guy. If there's a guy in your gap, he's your guy. Go block him and stay on him. You should not be coming off on him because he's not in your gap. This is not your gap. Okay, your gap is where that guy was lined up at, and you should be blocking him because look, he came scot-free now. Okay, block your gap. If there's a guy in your gap, go block him. Okay, 50s. So man on, man away. Here we should have a fan call, so we should be fanning out to the 4. Here we shouldn't have a fan call because he's off, I believe. That's what they're going to do. So we're going to step in, look to help inside to outside. We're going to give out 2 hands. Okay, one hand out, one hand out. looking to help. If anyone slants in, we're going to lean heavy and help out with that. If someone slants to A gap or the B gap, but we're staying big in the cup, trying to make sure that there's no cracks in the cup. Okay. So Molitor does a good job giving hands. He's looking outside. He looks in to out, looking for a place to help out. So that's good. Okay, Burke, watching you. Okay, we just need to have a little bit more active feet here. Okay. You do the right thing. I want to see you come out and attack him more. If you see him slant in, okay. Well, honestly, if this is a fan call, you can step out right away or just kind of foot fire your feet. But look where you are when you make contact. You're already pretty far into the backfield. We want to maintain uh, that wall of the cup. We don't want to have a dent in it. So really, you should just kind of foot fire your feet and kind of get after him a little bit more. So we don't have a dent and the quarterback doesn't feel pressured at all. So I'd love to see you kind of almost not step back at all, kind of foot fire in place and stay here. Kind of, if you watch Trent, that's kind of more what I want you to do there is kind of step out and go get him a little bit so we can maintain that pocket. Okay, 50s again. So we should have a fan call here. There should be a fan out. Um, no, maybe no fan here on the right side. Okay. Mosman screws up here. Molitor, you do a good job getting out to your guy. Mosman screws up. Okay, Burke, this is a good job stepping in. You see the center or the nose slanting to your gap, so you give help there. So that's good. Okay, 58 screen left. And we have an off call. So we would have a fan, but he steps up, so we'd have an off call. So attack the inside, attack the inside. We're blocking square here. Now, if this is a screen left, since he's on, we're going to treat him like a lineman. So we're going to go 1,000, 1,000, club him to the outside, and then go up for a safety. Okay. If he was off like he normally would be, then you would just check. Well, it would be a fan call then. You'd go out 1,000, 1,000, club him by, and then you and the center would go get that linebacker. But since he's on, you're going to treat him like a lineman, 1,000, 1,000, club him by, and then you're going to go find a safety. Okay. And then guard on the backside here, you should have a fan. So you should be 1,000, 1,000, go. And then you are trying to reach the backside linebacker, trying to scoop him. Good. Now go this way. Go to where he's going to be because the running back is here. You want to take this angle to go block him. Okay. Molitor, you were a little late to get off. Molitor, you need to take off as well. Okay. So it should go 1,000, 1,000, let him go, and then you should be getting up. Molitor, you should be going as well. Okay, next one. 50s again. So we have a fan. So Molitor, this is the one where I think I told you to go attack the guy more. Because look how he presses you vertically into the backfield. This is the same thing with Burke. Now we get a dent in our cup. We don't want any dents because now you're getting right in the way of the quarterback. Okay. And the quarterback's going to see that and feel that. So we have to go out and go attack this guy. Go out and go attack him more. We can't get driven vertically. We need to try to press him out. Try to press him out. Okay, here I think we run trap to the left. Yep, trap to the left. So we should have a cage to backer kicking out here. Okay, good job, Molitor, making sure the hip disappears before you work up. Okay. And then if your backer does go across there, just do exactly what you're doing here. That's good. If your backer is so far across there. Okay, Burke, this is an excellent job being down on the hip. You could be even lower a little bit. I want to see you just bring your shoulder and drive right through him. Okay, we've seen enough 50s. Run trap again. No, Molitor, you're too impatient this time. The hip has not disappeared, and then you get off. You need to stay here. Okay, you need to stay right here because we're running the ball right there if we hand it off. So if this guy's going to go fly way all the way over there, he's not going to be in on the play. You need to stay here and make sure that hip disappears. And even if this guy does fill, we need to stay on this hip the whole time. And even if there's a one-on-one with the running back and the linebacker in the hole, we're still going to get yards. But if you let this nose guard go, he's going to make a tackle for a 0 yard gain or for a loss. Okay, so Molitor, you cannot come off this early. That hip is still there. Okay, you need to stay on that hip longer to help Max out because see, he's able to fall back in. Here we're running Z counter to the left. It's the same thing. We should have a cage to the backside backer. We're kicking out a 5 or a wider because it's to a non-tight end side, so we should be kicking out this 7 technique because we'd be downing him or basing him. Okay, Molitor watching you. Once again, we shuffle down. This is how you stay on that double team. This is very good, Molitor. That's exactly how that should look. Even if your linebacker, even if your linebacker was doing that, Molitor, this is what you should be doing. You should be staying on that hip until it fully disappears. Okay. And then you can work out to go get them. All right. Jack, this is not a good kick out. You need to be up in here with your head on the play side hip. This is not good. This is not where we should be. We should, um, we need to have our head down on the hip, shoulder down on the hip. We should be up into this. Okay. Next up, power. We're going to run power to the right to a non-tight end. So it's 5 or wider. So it should be a 7-7. Okay. So he's basing. We should be caged to backside backer there. Okay. We're pulling up and through the hole for the play side backer. Okay. Good. Burke shuffling in. Decent height. But once again, I think we're coming off too early. Okay. We'll stay on that double team because we haven't fully gotten him over yet. Okay. We haven't fully gotten him there. Molitor, this is an excellent job finding the hole. We know it's going to be tighter. Find the hole, you get on your linebacker, you tack the inside. That's good. This is going to be a touchdown here. So Molitor, very nice job skip pulling and then running up through the hole. That's a pretty good job there. Okay, now we run power draw here. We're going to run it to the left. Okay, power draw. It's just like power for us without a tight end. He's kicking out. He's got a base. Here they're running razor, so we're just going to block our gap. So gap, gap. Here he's even blocking his gap here. Okay, and then we're pulling up and through the hole. And this is a touchdown if we block it right. Okay. I think that's Moline. I can't tell who that is. No, that's Molitor, I think. Sorry if I've been messing up on names here, guys. I'm outside and it's kind of dark. Like the screen's dark. Okay, good. We block our gap. Everyone's blocking our gap. We pull deep enough to get through everything. Good. And if there's no one there, this is a good lesson for the guards. If there's no one there, then we just look inside for the next guy. There he is flowing over the top. We can get a hand on him and we're off to the races. That's good. Okay, now we're running truck. Truck to the right here. Okay, so um this is where you got to use your judgment as a guard. To me, this guy looks like he's in my gap, to be honest. He looks like he's in my gap, so I feel like I might need to scoop this guy. Because remember, you're responsible for a gap. If you think there's someone threatening that gap, you need to go scoop or reach that guy in that gap. Okay. So to me, I would be doing this. I'd be scooping this guy. Okay. But if he was on or more outside, if I thought he wasn't a threat to my gap, then I would be cutting off the second level. Okay. Here for sure, all day long, I am going and I'm checking my gap and then I'm rip releasing to the backer. Okay. So Ife, I'd be picking this up because Gabe is wrong here. Gabe should be pulling. That's what he should be doing on this play. Okay, but Ife, you do a good job getting up to the second level. Now remember, don't go to where he's at. Don't turn this way. Go to where he's going to be. If you get here and then just sit and wait, that's so much better because look, you're going to lose leverage. You lost leverage here, Ife. You got to go to where he's going to be. Okay? We can't have that happen. Okay, this is boot cross, so that's G for us. Okay, so we're pulling out, kicking out the seven, but if he drops back, then I'm going to turn back and look inside. Backside guard is also pulling outside the tackle, then he's turning back and looking for any garbage if there's nothing there. So Ife, this is great. Have your head on a swivel, see if he's coming. If not, you're looking inside. Head on a swivel, have head on a swivel. So Thomas, this would be a flag. Okay, getting too far downfield. Honestly, you almost ran into one of our receivers. We're so deep downfield. Okay. So if it's boot, we cannot get downfield. You should be turning around just like Ife is looking for garbage coming from the backside. Okay. That's what we got to do on that. Okay. I think that's enough for us to learn from.